We'll sip that one real quick, and then I got like 17 others for you.
This is the best thing we tried today, though.
This will put hair on your chest.
That'll put hair on your chest right there. What? I mean,
If that's wrong, I know what's right. All right.
Okay.
A big thank you to our sponsors for making this show possible.
So, of course, we had Eric Ladin here on the Fred Minnick Show last week. The conversation was so good. Had so much good whiskey left over. And our executive producer was telling me to shut the fuck up. So I was like, I got to get going. But I was like, I want Eric back. And here he is. Let's go. Let's do it.
So right back.
Last week, this was your favorite.
Yeah. That little bottle of goodness.
Yeah. And now it's all gone. I don't have any left because you drank it all.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
That was not, I mean, look how little it is. There's zero chance.
Are you talking about the whiskey?
The bottle.
Oh, okay.
The bottle.
All right. Yeah. There's a little bit left in here. Look at
that. Is delicious. That was the winner.
But hey, check this out. I had this cocktail made. Okay. This is the Brown Derby. Okay. This is my absolute favorite bourbon cocktail. It's essentially bourbon, grapefruit juice, and honey syrup. And it's named after the famous Brown Derby restaurant in Hollywood, which is where Cary Grant used to go and eat. It's like where all the stars used to go eat in the golden age of Hollywood. So,
what are those glasses called again? Do you remember?
This glass?
The type of glass? It's what they serve like a whiskey sour in.
Like
the coupe.
Yeah.
Coupe, yeah.
Huh. All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's delicious. Honey, strong honey.
This is really good.
What was the one? What do? That's delicious.
So, I have a confession to make with you. Okay. A while back, you were in Kentucky, and you asked me if I wanted to go play golf with you.
Yep.
I said no, but I actually the schedule was not conducive. It didn't work out. But Eric, and this is gonna hurt.
Oh, God.
It's may hurt because I know how much you love golf.
Okay.
I hate golf.
What?
I hate golf.
Do you really?
I do. I find it. Look, I can hit a golf ball okay, but I'm out there and I'm thinking about 1,000 other things that I can be doing while I'm playing golf.
So you're not appreciating it.
I'm not.
I don't appreciate being outside.
Well, I love being outside. I love the beauty of it.
Okay.
But
you suck.
Well, of course I suck.
Yeah, because you don't like it. You have to work hard.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is like, to me, it's like you have to work too hard to be halfway not sucky. Like, you have to put so much time into golf.
You have to manage expectations. You can't possibly be someone who goes out and plays golf and thinks that they're going to play golf at a level par. It's a par 4. Like, you can't approach that hole like a par 4, right? Like, you have to approach that hole depending on your skill level. Like a 12. That's real bad.
So, look, I got a lot of cool stuff.
Okay.
Are you a fan of Metallica?
I mean, the band or the bourbon?
The band.
Dude, my first show, my first concert of my life, Metallica at the Houston Summit.
Oh, wow.
8th grade. Bro, come on.
Did you smoke a joint?
I didn't, but I saw titties for the first time. Did I say titties? Is that fair on the show? I saw it for the first time that night, and it was awesome. I think I was in 5th grade.
Well, 6th grade. This does run on Disney Plus. No, I'm kidding. Movies. So the Blackened product. This is a collaboration they did with Rabbit Hole, and this won best barrel finish, planetary barrel finish at my Ascot Awards. And I'm telling you, this is the best. This is the best thing they've ever.
And it's got to be good because are your Ascot Awards blind?
They're all blind.
Okay. So because I would feel like with Metallica involved, you'd be like, it's one of those celebrity.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm not the only taster. I mean, there's 52 other tasters.
Right.
So.
And I don't don't think I have anything. I've got, in my house, I probably have over 100 bottles, which I know for you is like nothing, but for just an average dude is a pretty substantial collection. I don't have any rabbit hole. Not one.
Oh?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's finished in Calvados. Very tasty.
That is tasty. Is it higher proof? 110, 105, 110, 106.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at that palate working here. You in a very short amount of time. I remember when you first kind of got into bourbon, we first started talking, you're like, oh, I was so novice. I don't know anything.
Yeah,
and I look at you, you're tasting and you're guessing proofs.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. I don't know if my wife would have liked that. I don't know if she'd approve of that. That's good. That's good.
You get in trouble a lot at home with the missus?
No, Katie actually likes having a dram at night every once in a while. Where I have to sometimes hide it is like if I pick up I see I'm out, I pick up a bottle somewhere. Sometimes I don't walk in with it. Just wait for her to be at work, or like I'll walk in with like a grocery sack. I'll head to my like office, which we have in the back of the house, and then I'll find another time to go like store it, And every once in a while, Katie will go, "What's that? You look like you have more." I was, "What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know."
So what you're telling me is you're admitting that you are hiding your bourbon purchases.
Yes.
Do you have a separate credit card that you keep from her?
No, but she doesn't look at the credit card. No. I do not have a separate credit card.
That's actually...
But isn't that what Venmo's for? Venmo's kind of like a cheat.
Yeah.
Like, isn't Venmo a cheat? Yeah, I have people Venmo me for dinner all the time. Like, we go to dinner, we have Venmo me, and then Venmo feels like free money.
I mean, sex workers use it. You've got the drug dealers using Venmo.
And me.
And
for my bourbon purposes.
For your bourbon.
Because then it's not on any paper. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the government has it somewhere, but like Venmo's great. If
you cross that $600 threshold, then you're in trouble. Then they're wanting to know where their VIG is.
I don't know. I don't think I've crossed it.
Okay.
This is purely at the grocery market, whatever, 100 here, 200 there, 80 there. No big deal.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, just slide it in the shelf.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, Venmo's free money.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still coming out of somewhere.
It's kind of free, though.
Okay.
I mean, it feels like money you just have.
That is true. It does feel that way. But you still have to pay your credit card that it's attached to at some point.
No, not if you keep it in that's my whole point. So if you go to go to dinner, go to like 3 or 4 dinners.
Yeah.
When everybody throws in their credit card, you go, no. I got this. You put your credit card down, you pay for the whole dinner, have everybody Venmo you.
Uh-huh.
You do that 2 or 3 times, now you got like $1,200 in your Venmo account. Now you got $1,200. Your wife has no idea is in your phone. It's just your phone.
Wow, that's a secret.
And now you just all right, you go to the market, bang.
I like this.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's free money.
I've not been paid on my Venmo.
Oh yeah, you always have people pay you back on Venmo.
I'm on the outgoing for my Venmo.
No. Always have people ingoing because you leave it there and then you let it just sit, which Venmo loves because that's how they make their money.
Yeah, they get
exactly. And then you that's how you buy your bourbon. That's my whole bourbon collection is funded by my Venmo.
I thought it was Boardwalk Empire.
It's Venmo. It's not Boardwalk Empire. That's good.
So since you haven't had rabbit hole before, let's go to a new rabbit hole.
I like it.
That is a loud quart.
It's a loud quart.
It's in there tight.
I don't know if I love their bottle. You can't read anything on it.
Well, we as old men there, we gotta look closer.
Yeah, seriously. What is it?
This is the Raceking. Okay. We'll sip that one real quick, and then I got like 17 others for you.
Good Lord! All right, here we go. Let me just.
If that's wrong, I know what's right. All right. But okay. Speaking of Boardwalk Empire, do you get like when these shows like Suits just got picked up on Netflix, there's a new season coming out. You're in Suits. Do you still get royalty checks from that stuff?
Yeah, residuals.
Yeah,
residuals. And so, yeah, and that's what, if you remember, we went through a huge strike.
Yeah.
And so
I remember you were big in that too. You were
I was trying to be extremely active and vocal in that. And the strike, one of the major topics of that strike was, in fact, residuals. And that's because when everything went to streaming, our residuals diminished greatly. Yeah. Actors, we would, from the beginning, like if you rewind to like network television, which was, all there was, an actor would go do a show on television and then that show would rerun and you would get residuals on it and then it would rerun again and you continue to get residuals. Well, what happened was, on like the most Cliff's Notes version of this, was when a show, instead of like rerunning the show, they would sell it to a streamer, their own streamer, right? Whether it be Hulu or whoever they're partnered with. And then you receive pennies on the dollar, not what you would if it reran on that network. Mm-hmm. And so actors, when you're in your slow, as an actor, your career is here, right? You're just constantly, you're on a show, you're down on a show, you're on a show, you're off a show, you're on a movie, you're off a movie. And so during those downtimes, you're really relying on residuals to make your living and make your insurance. You have to make $25,000 a year, whatever it is for insurance. So you're relying on that to make a living. And so when streamers took over and all the shows went streaming, actors' residuals totally disappeared or diminished so greatly, almost next to nothing. And so that was one of the reasons that we struck, is because we had to figure out a new system for the streaming model in order to receive residuals. So they fixed it, sort of, not perfect, but they fixed it sort of. But yeah, I mean, listen, absolutely. I mean, Suits runs, it goes crazy. I was on an episode of Suits, so I get money for it. Or, shows I get money for. But really where residuals nowadays, and why, like sometimes you'll watch movies and you'll see a huge actor do like a little scene in a movie. And you'll be like, wow, that's crazy. Like, why is Samuel Jackson doing one scene in that movie? That's because if it's a theater movie and it blows up, huge residuals. Huge. So theater is really big. Like I had a movie last year, I guess by the time this airs, maybe 2 years ago, called Where the Crawdads Sing. Mm-hmm. And then a few years before that called American Sniper. And those were both like big theater releases. Annabelle, which is a big release.
Oh, it's creepy.
Huge. And so all those movies, because they were released in a theater, were big theater releases. So you make a lot more money on those than you do on streaming. So that's why you see actors doing even small roles in big films, because they want to take advantage of that.
All glassware for the Fred Minnick Show was given to us by Whiskey, including the cocktail glasses and the tasting glasses. You can get your own. Go to whiskey.com. That's VISKI.com. Enter Fred20. That's Fred20 at checkout to get 20% off of your whiskey glass. Cheers. So this bottle of Blanton's is actually from 1992. 1992.
Okay.
You and I were probably...
What do you think? I'll tell you exactly how old it was.
Well, I know we're the same age. So you're a hair older than me. But we would have been freshmen.
I was 14.
Yeah, so freshman.
8th grade.
Yeah,
I was getting my spleen removed when this was getting...
Oh, we're going back to the spleen.
I was getting my spleen removed right here.
Yeah, we're going back to
right there. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh. Then, by the way, if you didn't hear the spleen story, check out that previous episode with Eric, because poor guy is walking around without a spleen. Do you have to take medication or anything?
No, I'm fine. I just got a sweet scar.
But what is this? The spleen like cleans your blood, right?
Yeah, it just kind of cleans it. But, I mean, you're fine. I'm fine.
Doctors don't like...
Yeah, like,
you don't have to like do anything?
No. Okay. No, you're just, I mean, I'm sure they'd prefer me have it. I mean, it's supposed to be there, but It's like, it's one of those things you can live without.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 92, this is, and actually it's funny because the Blanton's bottle does look like a spleen.
It actually kind of does.
It does look like a spleen.
So this, 92. Wow.
Yeah.
92. Okay.
I got this on BAXUS. I was telling you about this last time.
Yeah. What is that?
So BAXUS is a place where people can send their whiskey to sell legally.
Okay.
And it's an exchange.
Like a unicorn where you'd sit it in and it would auction?
Yeah, unicorn is an auction site.
Right.
Like here, you list it and someone buys it off you.
So more closer to eBay. You pick your own price.
Yeah, eBay, Craigslist, something like that.
Okay.
But it's the level of security to make sure there's no fraud going on is super high. You have to
do the authenticate the bottle.
All kinds of authenticity. There's also a lot of really good, what I would say, price transparency.
Okay.
And that you can also see what it's sold for in the past.
Okay.
And so it's like an exchange. NASDAQ. But
dumped on 8/12/92.
Yeah.
Man, that's unreal.
So from 92, what would be a good film from that year?
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
In 1992, Clint Eastwood. I did a film. I did American Sniper. I worked on with Clint, and dude,
What was he like?
he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. The thing about Clint is so I didn't meet him. I had gone in to do the audition, and then they had called me back and said, hey, Clint is really interested. They want to do another audition, but he wasn't there. And there was 2 or 3 of us left. And so they, do whatever, we do the audition. I get the job, fly out to Morocco. And he, at the time, because Clint now has got to be 90.
He said it's 90.
Yeah, he's in his 90s.
So 93, I think.
So he had to be 80 something. Guy we are working nights. We are working till 2 a.m. Now we only work 8-hour days. So all the rumors you hear about Clint where he works 8-hour days is true. But we were working late at night. He's there. He's present. Hey, Clint, you want to, we got to go shoot up on this thing there. He's up there. He's not asking for a golf cart on the way up. He's unreal. He really is. He's truly special. But the best, the Clint Eastwood story that I love, I was talking, Bradley Cooper was in the movie. And I talked to Bradley about it. And we get there and I say, we're doing the pre-production stuff. And we're doing a lot of prep work. And we got there and I said, hey, when did you get into town? He said, yesterday. I said, oh, I got into yesterday too. I didn't see you on the plane. He's like, oh, I flew out, with Clint on the Warner Brothers jet or whatever. I didn't make that cut, right? And so I said, oh, cool. And he tells me a story. He says, and this is Clint in a nutshell. The flight, and this is hearsay from Bradley, but the flight is obviously transatlantic. It's we're in Morocco shooting. And he's like, we get on the jet and it's just Clint and I and a couple other people, maybe a producer and an assistant or whatever. But we get on the plane and we take off, we eat a little dinner, we visit. And then they're like, we got another 10 hours. So he's like, I put my seat out and do a full bed and I get a pillow and I put the pillow between my legs and I'm have a comforter and I'm taking Ambien and I'm out. And I wake up and I'm in this, full fluffy comforter, pillow between my legs, quiet. And I kind of wake up and I look over and Clint Eastwood, who's 86 years old at the time, is just sitting upright with his cowboy hat slightly a tilt like this. And he said, I've never felt more awful in my life that Clint Eastwood's 86 and he's just asleep upright for 10 hours like a cowboy. And there I am, like with a pillow between my legs, like nestled in, comforter. And that's him. That's Clint.
That's incredible.
He is exactly who you'd think he'd be. He's a dude.
I kind of wish he was like had a 45 on him at the same time.
He's a dude. He's a dude. Anybody that was like, hey, Clint, I'll go do this for you. No, I got it. He is a dude. He is there all night. He's great. He's great.
So you liked Woodinville in the last episode.
Out of Washington.
That's right.
Yeah. With the apples.
That was the last one was an apple state finish.
Yep.
This one.
Okay. It was delicious, by the way, the Woodinville.
This is an 8-year-old. This bad boy is 100 proof. So 8-year-old 100 proofer.
Okay. Bottled in bond.
It's not bottled in bond. They're not labeling it bottled in bond. But good Lord, I love you for knowing what bottled in bond means on proof side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've actually. You
I know a little bit.
Yeah, you listen, you learn. So bottom of the bond means that it has to be 100 proof, at least 4 years old, distilled in one distillery and one distilling season. Goes all the way back to 1897.
E.H. Taylor.
E.H. Taylor's a big part of it, yeah. But this one is not bottled.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the number one thing that it had to be in a bonded distillery or warehouse so that they.
Yeah. So what's kind of like oversold on that one is that anytime they put a barrel in a place and it's technically it's different now than it was back in the 1930s and 40s, but they're all bonded because they're having to pay taxes on them. I mean, all of this, every drop of whiskey, everything we talk about, it's all a relative tax. It's basically the whiskey builds the roads and the schools, everything around us. And that's why I like to tell people, like, when you drink bourbon, you are legitimately helping the children. So this is for the kids, dude.
There was a time, right, where you had to be, bourbon had to be in Kentucky.
Yeah, well, it was mostly made in Kentucky, but it actually became a unique product in the United States in 1964. Okay. So it was made in Missouri, Illinois, two very popular places, and that was enough to keep it from being Kentucky only. But the big thing that really pushed, one of the big things that really pushed it's really good, bourbon becoming a unique product was the bourbon being made in Mexico. There was a woman, Mary Dowling, who moved her distillery to Waterfield and Fraser to Juarez, Mexico prior to Prohibition. And they were making Mexican bourbon and bringing it into the U.S. market and undercutting the market, getting it in the medicinal whiskey side under a very finite import clause during the medicinal whiskey phase of Prohibition. And like they were so tired of Mexican bourbon, like sullying the good name of bourbon, that they're like, we have to block Mexico from making bourbon. And that was one of the things. One of the other things was that they needed to have better trade relationships with France and places like that. And they were tariffing bourbon so hard because they were like, there's nothing special about bourbon. Anybody can make it. So all that is to say that there were two major states, Missouri and Illinois, McCormick in Missouri, Tin High in Peoria, Illinois, who were making bourbon. That was enough to curtail it from being a Kentucky-only product. So it became a unique product in the United States in 1964. But in lawsuits in 1907, the judges would actually say that bourbon had to be made in Kentucky. So it's a longer story, but when lawsuits were coming out about what is bourbon and people are making imitation bourbon, they got kind of caught, and the judge would use it as a ruling that bourbon had to be made in Kentucky. So there was a time, and for the most part, it is thought to be made in Kentucky, but it's more of a marketing thing now.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. And do you find that where do you see? I mean, it's happening everywhere. Like great product is coming out of it everywhere now.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's good product coming out of everywhere. But I'll say this, like there's only, in my estimation, there are 2 states that can genuinely rival Kentucky. Okay. And we'll end on the bourbon, one of the bourbons, okay, to kind of like capitalize on this conversation. One is Texas. Texas, you know, your home state, and it's not really a thing on quality. And the whiskey coming out of Texas is actually very, very good.
Okay.
But the thing about Texas is like you all, for God's sake, what is it about being a Texan that you have to tell everyone you're from Texas?
Oh, it's rule number 1.
You have to wear the belt buckle.
It's like CrossFit. The only rule in CrossFit is tell everybody you're in fucking CrossFit. That's the only rule. Yeah, it's the rule of Texas. You tell everybody you're from Texas. Yeah, I had a Texas flag in my dorm room at school.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and the other state, and I feel like they're not as confident as Texas.
Okay,
but when it comes to whiskey,
yeah,
I think outside of Kentucky, I think they're making the best whiskey in the country.
Who?
That's Colorado.
Yeah, you love
this, and this is Boulder. Well, big fan of this brand. They have been in my top 25 from my top 100 2 years in a row. I've been putting you
in Boulder. This brand in particular is your favorite out of Colorado?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's up there.
Well, I've tried the 291. Is that it?
Yeah, 291. Yep.
291. Yep.
Fan of them. I like them when I want like that. I love them. I love 291's rye. But when it comes to distillers, you know, they try everything.
Right.
And I'd be like, I'll say something to them. I'm like, hey man, I think you should just make rye. And like, you know, we're just gonna keep doing our own thing. I did that with Peerless. Good, right?
That's a cask strength.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Oh, it's hugely.
What's that, 120 something?
Oh, hold on now. Look at this.
Good Lord Almighty.
This is 134.
Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
This will put hair on your chest.
That'll put hair on your chest right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it might take the hair off the chest.
Right. So with cask strength, it's interesting. Like, you know, I found I like a higher proof bourbons. But see, I don't know that there's times where I drink that higher 120 plus.
Yeah.
That it's hard for me to really start to like differentiate notes in there.
Okay.
Well, where I put a little bit of water in there.
You're
something to try to open it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's just me being honest. It's hard for me.
Okay.
So you 120 plus, 125 plus. So, even though I love like that old Forester I told you, that barrel pick, which is usually
those are usually high proof
in the 20s. Yeah.
So you are on that second to third base frame of that whiskey geekdom. And now I would tell you to like,
it's good though. It's good.
That's just it.
It's good.
Yeah. Don't focus. So put a little bit on your tongue at a time.
Yeah, that's good.
Do not focus on the proof.
Yeah.
Focus on the flavor.
Yeah, and I do. And that's why I put in a Glencairn and I have a little bit on the front.
Yeah.
And it's good. That's really good.
Cheers to that, man.
Yeah, cheers, man. It's delicious. It's been a pleasure.
Maybe next time I'll bring something. I'll go golfing with you.
Dude, you get me kicked out of my club going golfing.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe you could like show me.
Yeah.
Or how about this? You come to jiu-jitsu with me.
Deal.
And then
we roll.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about golf. Is you come, we can play like a scramble, like no big deal, no stress. Drink some bourbon. Why don't we take an episode on the course?
Okay.
Where we just throw some cameras up in the cart and we take an episode on the course and we drink some bourbon and play golf. And it doesn't matter how we play.
I'm down.
It's just about playing, being outside, enjoying the course, enjoying what golf has to offer.
I'm down.
Okay.
Down. And then do you do the mats beforehand or after?
after. But you mean the mat?
Matt, well, like jujitsu.
Yeah, the mat? No. That's before drink.
That's before.
Yeah. I cannot do jujitsu after this.
Okay. Well, 2 days after it.
Yeah, 2 days after, sure.
Okay.
Sure. But not like right now.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, you could.
I mean, I could, but it wouldn't be pretty. It wouldn't be pretty. Man, it is really good.
I know, right? So
It's delicious.
Colorado has a lot of products like this, right?
It's delicious, yeah.
I think that's a state to be very much focused on.
It reminds me a little bit of Alberta. Do you know the Alberta?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so the Alberta cast strength,
Yeah.
about 131,
Yeah.
has a taste profile that's similar to this.
Oh, well, okay. So they're supplying all the Whistle Pig stuff, so.
Really good.
Yeah.
But put hair on chest.
Hair on Texas, America.
This is the best thing we tried today, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the cork's all broken.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep. Yeah. That's it.
special.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Well, Eric, man,
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
I love it.
Thanks for having me.
So awesome.
Yeah,
Your
dude.
journey in the space.
It's been awesome, dude.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, dude. Appreciate it.